Hello and welcome back to FTL. Right, our last run on normal didn't end well. So screw it, let's try a run on hard. Now I ummed and ahed for a bit, but I'm not picking a random ship for this one. I'm deliberately going to pick something that I like. So... Decisions. I do like that ship, but it's an absolute bugger initially. Because as I say, no weapons, which means it's a really effective boarding craft, but if you come across AI-controlled ships, it's worthless. So probably not you. Button. Rock cruisers can do some very interesting things. Again, that one's got a 4-person teleport, but again, no weapons. Yeah, I'm going to use the standard crystal ship on the grounds that I worked really hard to get this crystal ship. Took ages, so I'm going to show it off. So, I could rename the crew, but I've never seen the point. If it's something like XCOM, where you're going to be playing with them for 10-15 hours, it's completely worth it. But a game like this, it's not worth the effort, I don't think. Alright, let's power our weapons. We start with 0 extra scrap. Let's head for this distress beacon. I have a feeling we're not going to last very long. You arrive at the beacon and immediately detect a pirate ship. It seems this distress beacon was a trap. So yeah, the reason I like the crystal ship is that its initial weapons pass through one point of shields. So this guy's shields, completely and utterly useless. But he did manage to hit my O2 bay. Yup. Right, that's his weapons offline. Let's see what we can do about his engines and his bridge. Bridge is gone. And engines are gone. Right, he's kind of screwed. Let's hit his O2 for a laugh. I'm not even going to bother targeting his shields. They're not doing him any good. Now, if he had any sense, he'd surrender right now, but... As the ship explodes, it leaves behind a substantial collection of useful material. Okay, 12 points of scrap. And of course we would come across a store this early, when it's completely useless. Something red looms. It's the Mantis. Okay, get me some fire on his weapons bay, please. Because that ion weapon might be a problem if it... Yep. There go our shields, but there goes his weapons bay. And it sounds like his hull just got breached. Let's head his O2 bay. Dang it. Oh. And now his O2 bay has a hole in it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Explodes, leaving behind useful scrap material. Okay. Let's head to the distress beacon. I'm not going to bother heading to that store. There's no point with so little money. Okay, let's... Do we have a... Okay, we've got a med bay. I prefer a clone bay going into this one. Damn it! The reason I prefer a clone bay going into that one is that if one of your crew dies, they come back to life immediately. Scanners are showing intelligent life forms on a nearby planet. No match for them can be found in the database. Let's have a look. Let's try and communicate peacefully. Damn. Sometimes you can get an NG crew member out of that. Because they'll lead you to a crashed NG spaceship. A ship with conspicuous pirate markings is orbiting a nearby moon, broadcasting a simple message claiming to have equipment available for sale. Let's attack him, because I know this event. That guy always screws you over. Okay, target weapons with one weapon and his bridge with the other. Enemy weapons offline, enemy bridge disabled. Okay, you've made your point, we're beaten. Take these, leave us to our shame. You're not really offering me anything I want, you know. I'd rather just kill you and scrap your ship. Sorry. There really is a running thing. There's kind of a hidden theme of, how much of a dickhead will you be to survive? And yeah, you can be pretty damn evil if you want to be. But it's really subtle. It never tells you what you're doing is right or wrong. It's just necessary for the mission. This is one of the few games where I'll genuinely be a dick a lot of the time because it doesn't make you feel like you're a dick for doing it. That's the one... it would be really nice if the enemies had like character portraits or something when they're hailing you. You know, something for the sequel maybe, but purely because then you could see them looking all defeated and you could just look and think, oh god. I've kicked their asses, do I really need to kill them as well? I mean, a lot of people probably would, and you'd probably end up having to in order to survive on some of the harder difficulties, but that's the point of the exercise. Or it is for me, anyway. Those shields back up. You. Nope, sorry. If you're offering me fuel, I'd probably have gone for that deal, but... Haha! If he'd waited a second to fire off his beam, he'd have probably done some damage there. Okay, 14 scrap, not bad. Right, we've got a few round the jump point. We can sort of do a loop round before we head in. There's a single small ship at the beacon. We could really use some help. Our FTL navigation system is shot. Can you help us get to a nearby station where they can patch us up? Yeah, right, let's take that fuel. And, okay, it's just there. So I was thinking of going there anyway, so if we go up there, then to there, and then the hell out of the sector. Unless I think I've got time to visit the other world as well. The distress beacon is coming from a civilian ship. It appears it's being chased by a pirate. Okay, let's try and aid them. That guy has missiles, which could be problematic, so let's take out his weapons. Okay, his weapons are offline, which is good because we can't maneuver. Target his bridge, target his engines. Okay, contact the civilian ship. This sector has become increasingly dangerous for friends of the Federation. I think my crew can patch up some of your hull damages, thanks. Well, that's useful. Shortly after you arrive, the ship you're escorting jumps nearby. They thank you for your help and offer you a reward. Okay. Probably ought to send him to the medbay, actually. Yeah, we are not surrendering our crew to slavers. Does anybody ever actually surrender one of the crew to slavers? It's much better to fight them and have a chance of actually picking up an extra crew member. Oh boy. You get in there and fix that. Okay, so that's offline. Target their O2 bay and their bridge. The O2 bay is mainly because I'm a dick. Okay, let's accept their offer because we need somebody to man the shield room. Oh, good lord, that is close. That is literally the closest it could be without us getting overrun. He hails you and offers you labourers for cheap. We could do with a Rockman. Because Rockmen are very useful for a lot of the events. To get him manning the sensors, I think. And then let's get there. Oh, great, multiple nebulae. Well, we have a choice between Uncharted Nebula or Uncharted Nebula. What do you think, viewers? I think we'll go with Uncharted Nebula, personally. Call it a whim, but... Okay. Hate the Uncharted Nebula ones. These sensors are useless, and I like knowing what's going on my ship. An advanced Rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small Rebel space station, but without functioning sensors, it's impossible to tell what's inside. Alright, let's try and find out. Enemy ship without shields. Interesting. Okay, actually, we don't need to target them both. Target a heavy weapon at their bridge. Good, they can't dodge the light one, which does much damage. And let's blow them away. We can afford to have you break off from your pilot station for a second to visit the sick bay. To investigate the station. And various resources. Okay, that's not too bad. Right, is there a No, there is no store nearby. Okay, so I'm going to spend basically all my scrap on upgrading my shields. Good. There's nothing here, save for the vast swirls of gas reflecting rays from a distant sun. Okay. The tangled wrecks of many ships wait in dormancy here. And you see lights flicker on what looks like debris, and a rebel scout bursts from the wreckage. Okay, his ion cannon could be a problem. So let's see what we can do about that. Heavy, I want their bridge taken out. Their bridge destroyed, so they ain't dodging anything. Good. Well done there. Target enemy engines and target their weapons again. I appreciate I don't need to talk to my crew, but I do it occasionally. Okay, so we've got some more scrap. And bloody typical. Spend all my money and suddenly there's a store there. Still, we can afford to hop around a bit before we head to that store, I think. Nothing here. Navigating the blind fog, you practically bump hulls with a mantis ship, and they hail you. Pah! This transgression will be overlooked. Nebula very dangerous. Next time, humans all die. Oh, you're such a dick. You are dying for that. I appreciate being a dick isn't punishable by death. If it was, about half the human back then. Basically, 90% of the people who use the internet would probably have been killed by now. But them's the breaks. Why have I been using that expression recently? I have no idea. Okay, so they've got a hull breach in their weapons bay. That'll take them a little while to fix up. They can't dodge. Let's redirect fire to their engines. Make sure they really can't dodge. And let's finish them off with a hit to their O2 bay, because why the hell not? Okay. Because that's the thing, the crystal weapons are extremely good early game. They're not so good late game. Basically, as soon as they start having multiple shields, that's when you start getting into problems. And they also don't sell worth a damn either. Each time your ship takes damage, there's a 10% chance for it to break off a shard that flies at the enemy. It's useless. It's completely worthless. I'm tempted to get that stun bomb, but it only does 1 ion damage, which is a pity. Flat cannon, very, very useful. In fact, useful enough to replace my B crystal launcher, I think. Fire the flat cannon. Equip it there. And let's fix up the hull. Okay. I'm thinking long-term investments here. Flat cannons are much more useful in the long run. Oh dear. You jump into a sector of the nebula beset by a plasma storm, and an automated rebel scout stationed at the beacon moves in to attack. Okay, we can't dodge. Get me some power, goddammit. Forget the med bay. Get me our alternate weapon systems online. Hell. And the O2 bay's on fire. I'm so glad I got that Rockman as a crew. Okay, enemy shields are gone. At least so are ours. It's not going to do anything useful. Okay, it's taking out that B. Or it's taking out that... Okay. Enemy weapons are offline. Good. And the enemy's pretty close to destroyed. An awful lot of stuff is broken. Whew. That was not good. This is why I hate fighting in bloody plasma storms. It's way too easy for your defences to be completely screwed over by them. Okay. A rebel ship emerges quite far away from the beacon. Okay, let's attack them. This is the problem. If you don't fight an awful lot of battles, you're not going to have enough scrap to do anything. Light cannon, target their shields. Crystal weapon. Miss. Okay. Come on, seriously? Bloody O2 bay is on fire again. Okay, flat cannon. Redirect target enemy weapons. Oh, for the love of... Right. Crystal weapon. Target the enemy shield generator. Black weapon. Target their weapons. That was worthless. Oh, God. We're in trouble. This fight should not be this difficult. What the hell is that guy's engine rating? It's got to be high for them to dodge this much stuff that they're throwing at them. Okay, thank you. Finally. Volley did what it was supposed to do. Ooh, shield overcharge. I will take that. It's not actually useful to me, but it is very useful to sell. Okay, a store, for example. Okay, I'll jump to there, then to the store, then head out to the sector. I'll make a decent progress, but the hull's taken a few... Let's attack this pirate. Oh, bloody hell. Hey! Oh no, wait, they've got slugmen, haven't they? Okay, fair enough. I was going to say, they shouldn't be able to target that in a nebula, given that it requires vision on the other ship, but if they've got slugmen crew, then they can detect life forms even through, you know, all kinds of distortion. Which is mostly nebulae, but I think you can get a sensor jammer upgrade that prevents the enemy from seeing you. I'd have to check. Okay, let's accept their offer of surrender and head to the store. Find yourself surrounded by a group of mysterious alien vessels. Okay, sell that. Go for 30 scrap. Honestly, I need the burst laser a lot more than I need the crystal weapon. Okay, so let's do that. And I want that flak weapon online as soon as possible. It's going to be 35, about 60. No, let's attack them. Because those guys are bloody scam artists. I've seen them before. That's a rock crew member about to board me. You know how I could tell? Because you could see the doors opening and closing, and the amount of time it took for him to get there, only a rock man takes that long. Because they move slower than everybody else. See? Once you start picking up all the tricks, you can spot all kinds of things in advance. Damn it, I was hoping to actually kill that guy on board our ship. Oh well. I'm not worried about this fight. They don't have the firepower to mess with me, seriously. I've tried to get the shields back online, but it's probably not going to help them. Nope. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful material. Good. You cycle through wideband comm channels as soon as you arrive. Nothing but static. Oh, bloody hell. A rock armoured transport nearby looks to have lost its bearings, but when you hail them they grow suspicious. Whatever life form you are, we find you repugnant. We seek no aid. Leave now. Let's have our rock crew member off to lead them out the nebula. The rock grudgingly transfer control of their helm to you as you steer them towards a thinner part of the nebula. They're not sure what to think, but they transfer some supplies all the same. Oh, that's nice of them. Alright, take the shields down to 1 point so we can charge the engines enough to get the hell out of this storm. Okay. Right, let's put another point there. And we can charge the weapons to full power. We don't have an online sickbay, which might be a problem. Okay, we are not going through another bloody nebula. Right. And of course there's a bloody store there where it's utterly useless. You arrive to find a small fleet of NG ships target you with a message. Piracy results in negative social impact. Not permitted. You assure them of your honest intentions that they allowed you to pass. Goodness knows what that was about. You have encountered a refugee ship drifting in space, and it looks like it was fleeing the rebel advance and ran out of fuel. Its distress beacon is active, but you're not sure that anyone is on board. Hail them. Screw it, let's give them 1 fuel for some missiles. I don't actually need missiles at this point, but you never know, might need them later. Oh, I cannot give you 4 fuel, I'm sorry. If you've been asking for 2, I'd probably have given it to you, but 4? No. Your sensors are picking up a distress call on an encrypted Federation channel, and you eventually find a Federation scout being chased by a rebel fighter. Okay, let's move in to assist them. That's a fighter? It's got a bloody flat cannon Mark II. Incident, flat cannons Mark II. Very powerful, but too energy demanding to be really useful in my opinion. Good hit. And they take bloody ages to charge. You know, my flat cannon Mark I charged twice in the time that theirs did. And they're gone. Good. Right, I need to spend some time healing the bloody crew, don't I? Thank you for saving us. The ship's transporting Federation civilians on the run from the rebellion. We don't have the equipment to fight for ourselves, and I don't have much to offer, but I can inform you of a hidden rebel Federation base nearby. Perhaps they can assist you more. You go heal up. You go heal up and you can return to repairs later. You go heal up. Now transfer power to the sick bay so you actually can heal. Alright, thank you. Okay, you are shields guy, aren't you? You might as well help him with the repairs. Let's get those shields back online. Okay, we can take that offline and activate that. Okay, we've got time to head to there, to there, to there, to there. Okay. Oh, come on! You arrive in the middle of a plasma storm, and despite the harsh conditions, a rebel scout seems to be waiting for you. Target their weapons. We have enemies in the medbay. Get over there. I'll provide power to it. Fighting enemies in the medbay is actually a shockingly good thing to do because your crew is healing while they're, you know, killing the enemy. But pretty nifty. Return to stations. Let's see what we can do about keeping their shields offline. Okay, enemy shields are down. Redirect fire to their weapons. Brace for incoming fire, which we can't dodge. One thing I don't get, why is it that their burst lasers can target multiple rooms and mine can't? Seriously, I'm curious. You know, it's just one of those things that seems to be a rule of the game. Okay, it's done up power to engines. And let's set their offer a surrender. And how come their weapons... Right, one point I want to point out that's unfair. How come, if you accept their surrender, your weapons that were already en route will automatically miss, but their weapons had exactly the same chance to hit you that they would if you hadn't... if you hadn't done anything. Oh, Jesus, I didn't notice the O2 was offline for that whole battle. The only other ship waiting at this beacon messages you. Finally, after months of waiting, someone has fallen into our trap. Okay, let's bring everything we can online. Then I'm going to have to heal everybody from that bloody suffocation damage they just took. Oh, we might die here. We're going to die here. Because I don't think I can... nope, get out of there. I can't bring the weapons online. And he's got missiles. We're dead. Okay. healing bay online. Get in there. Weapons. Weapons of some kind. God. One more missile. If that hits us, we're dead. And we're dead. I knew we were screwed going into that fight. So yeah, that was FTL. And honestly, that's pretty much what you can expect from FTL. The first few times, you're gonna die. Even after you've played it a lot, like I have, there's still a decent chance of you dying more often than you succeed. And as I say, I'm not used to playing it on the harder difficulties, because hey, I'm a coward. But I think that's a pretty good demonstration of FTL. If you haven't tried it, I strongly recommend you do. So, I will say thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed what you've seen, please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/rmp792. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in future series.